What's that noise in the background? Why do I hear people in the background?
No, it's my cat. I'm feeding my cats. I'll
Your
show
cat,
you here.
your cat makes that loud of a noise? Meow, meow. Oh my goodness! Don't show me, please. There, you poor cat. Let's see. 2 months ago, 1 month ago, I did Peter's primacy. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4. I'm about to block this dude, man. Yeah. All right. Anyway, servant of Christ, what's your background? What's your background?
Hey Sam, how are you? Do you remember me from last week?
I don't think so, man. I'm old. Maybe.
That's okay. I'm Roman Catholic.
Okay.
Sorry. I
I
came
do
back
remember
to the
now.
faith pretty recently. Um and and when I came back I was more like non-denominational, but after watching your videos I've really come back to the church and
Yeah, I remember your face. Yeah, I do remember your face, but I
yeah,
don't
right.
remember.
Yeah, and but I wanted to tell you just this past Saturday I went to my first confession in over 5 years.
Now, before you tell me that, who the heck beat you up? You got a bruise right here.
Where on my head?
Yeah, it looks
I
like.
think that
Oh,
should,
that.
that, that
Oh,
should
oh, is that hair, dude? Shoot, you're like Wolf, the Wolf Man. All right.
That's just my
Okay.
big forehead.
The first time in 5 years you went to confession
Over
last
5 years, yeah. I went to confession on Saturday.
Glory to God. What happened?
No, no. I mean, I just wanted to let you know that and thank you for it.
Glory to God.
But it was nice. I got great
Hallelujah.
advice, and now I was able to take the Eucharist, the proper way.
Praise the triune God that you're open to the Spirit coming full. So now you're going to get a lot of these Protestants like Matt Scumbag Slick and Jamila White upset. You know that, right?
That's okay.
It's all right. We don't care.
Let them all get upset as long
They
as
like they can foam like the tools of Satan they are. But
yeah.
see, so you're at home now. Stay, be faithful, grow to love Jesus until He summons you.
Yep. Yeah, I will. But I did have a couple of questions for you.
Ask a question. Shoot, man, I'm right here.
Uh,
Shoot.
Yeah, so me and my buddy were talking about this the other day, and we tried to look through your videos to see the answer for this, but we couldn't find it. So we know that when Jesus died for 3 days, he went into Hades, the abyss, the bottomless pit, right?
Yeah.
But what was he actually doing down there for the 3 days was what we wanted to know.
What do you think he's doing there?
Well, if I had to guess, I would say that he's bringing the righteous souls down there to heaven.
Yep.
To be with
Christ
him.
is going there to proclaim the victory that He is Christus victor, the one who's conquered the kingdom of darkness, and He's the one who's conquered the powers of evil, and He set the captives free. Exactly
Like
what
Lazarus.
When you say Lazarus, you mean Abraham, Lazarus, and the rich man?
Yeah.
Yes, because the Lazarus that's Mary Martha's brother was resurrected.
Yeah.
Because that's why you confuse it. So if you meant Abraham's bosom, Abraham, Lazarus, the Lazarus in that story who died went to Abraham's bosom, yes, he would have came and taken them to now dwell in God's heavenly presence. Now, ironically, that's why I want to ask the Catholics here, and I want to ask the Orthodox here. Is it the official teaching, Catholics, is it the official teaching of the Catholic Church that prior to Jesus' death, resurrection, ascension, that the saints, though in a state of peace and rest, they're in a state of peace and rest, they were not in God's heavenly presence, but rather they were in what we call the underworld, where the righteous dwelt in a state of peace and the wicked were tormented? Is that official Catholic teaching? Orthodox, is that also your teaching? Catholics, can you let me know? I want to know. Reason why I asked that is because I'll find the clip and I'll play it. Robert Sungenis, in a Q&A he did, it's probably 2 weeks back. Robert Sungenis, in a Q&A that he did, denies that. He says, no, that Jesus did not go to, let's say, Hades, and the saints were not in Hades, they're all in heaven. That's what he said, which kind of surprised me and shocked me, because I know that there are early Christian sources, there are early Christian writings, such as the Gospel of Nicodemus and the Acts of Pilate, which is a document that talks about how Christ goes to the underworld, proclaims victory to all the saints, takes them home to be with God in heaven. But he denied it. He said, no, they're all in heaven. So I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not saying he's right. I said I didn't know that you could agree to disagree within Catholicism, that in Catholic tradition, you can agree to disagree. Because I thought this was something believed on by all the ancient churches. But nonetheless, Jesus would have gone there to proclaim victory, that he has conquered the powers of darkness, the forces of evil, and now he's taken control and authority over the realm of the dead. And then he came to take the souls, set them free, to bring them into heaven, the souls of the righteous.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to confirm that.
Yes.
God forbid I believe a false teaching. But yeah. I did have another
Lock them
question.
in if they engage each other. Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. I write all my questions down for you.
Look,
Yeah, so my next question was that we know that, you know, God taught that incest is bad, that he hates it.
Incest, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's an abomination. He hates it. But my question was, you know, when Adam and Eve had children, you know, they were the only people on earth. So wouldn't those children have had to do that to populate the earth?
You're killing me, brother. I want to hang myself. Okay. Now, because I love it. Sorry. When you say incest is bad, we know it's bad, yes. Why is it bad? Why is it bad?
Well, I would say because if there were children from it, they would be sick. They wouldn't be healthy.
That's why it's bad. So what if you don't get sick? That means you can go sleep with your sister now?
No, but it's also just because it's not I don't know. I guess just because it's not the purpose that God gave us our sexuality.
Okay, so it's because God said it's bad, right?
Yes.
And when did he say it's bad, and for what reason?
He said it was bad when he told how he was going to punish the nations for their.
So that comes later, time of Moses, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Meaning, why do you assume that because something is now prohibited and forbidden, in light of the current situation that people find themselves in, that automatically that prohibition applies to an earlier period when you don't have enough human beings to procreate and preserve the human race?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So if we do not follow how the Bible progressively unfolds God's purpose and will for mankind, you're going to create contradiction problems that do not exist, because you're going to be reading something that comes later and think that this has always been the norm, even for an earlier generation. Because if we follow that logic, when our Lord Jesus comes in the New Testament during the New Covenant period, and he says, one man, one woman, and there is no dissolution of the marriage except for marital unfaithfulness, which various traditions interpret variously. If I now take that and I look to the Old Testament, that means Abraham, Jacob, David, well, we can put Solomon aside because he had foreign wives. All of these men of God, prophets of God, even those who were righteous, they all committed adultery, and Moses sanctioned adultery by allowing them to have multiple wives and by allowing them to divorce, without saying that the only valid reason you can divorce is for sexual immorality. Right?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, now that I think of it, it's a bit of a silly question. I didn't think of it that
No,
way.
it's not a silly question. I just want you to know what she's saying. Let me just call her real quick. It's not a silly question. It's just read the Bible linearly, and see how it progresses. Because I'm going to show you an example. One second. Hold on. My daughter needs. She's about to sleep.
It's okay.
1 second. I'm going to show you an example. You can't marry your father's daughter, right? According to Leviticus 18 and Leviticus 20, right?
Right.
All right. Now watch here. I'm going to show you. I'm just waiting to see if she picks up. Okay, watch here. Now, we got a problem, Houston. Houston, we got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. Okay, watch here. Genesis 20:12, but I'm going to read 11 and 13. Let me just tell her. All right. Okay, Mommy, I was trying to call you to say good night because I'm on a live stream, but I love you. All right, anyway. Genesis 20:11 and 13. Houston, we got a problem. Now, who is Sarah? Sarai? Let me just tell you her importance. You ready? You ready? Show you how important she is? You want me to answer for you? Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Who are you talking to, dude? Are you talking to your jinns over there?
Sorry, I was getting my Bible, my physical copy.
Oh, Zabillahi Muhammad Rajim. You know I got Tourette's. You know that, right? But anyway. All right, let me show you something. You ready? I'm going to show you something. I'm like, is this guy going to answer? Yeah, no, I guess I know. You think I can read hearts. Damn, bro. Shoot. You ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
I don't think I'm ready now. All right. You ready now, bro? Shoot.
Yeah.
So let me show you who Sarah is, how great she is. Okay. All right. Genesis 17, I'm going to bring it up right here. Okay. Genesis 17, 15 and 21. You have a sense of humor because you know I'm impatient and I got psychological issues. The man is moving around in his bed or his couch, flipping pages on the mic to make me start really manifesting Tourette's and cuss out my entire neighborhood. You have a sense of humor that you chose me to be a teacher.
My bad, I'll mute myself.
No, it's my bad, brother. It's me. I'm at fault. It's me. It's me, brother. It's not you. I'm the one with the issues. In fact, let me go start demoning before the wall again. You have a sense of humor. You. I love you, my God. See, he unmuted himself so we can hear the static. And wait. How many seconds do you think he has before I block him? How many seconds? How many seconds do you think? 5 or 10? Ten seconds? See why I don't want to do Q&A? Please help me. I don't want my Tourette's to manifest. You see why I don't want to do Q&A? Their mic sucks, their life sucks, and they want me to be miserable. That's from the coffee. So let's see. It's okay. Let's try it again. Let's try this one more time. Logos. Theos. Vatos loco forever. Okay, let's read now. Genesis 17, 15 and 21. God also said to Abraham, as for Sarai, your wife, you are no longer to call her Sarai. Her name will be Sarah. Okay? Her name will be Sarah. I will bless her and will surely give you a son by her. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. Kings of peoples will come from her. Abraham fell face down. He laughed and said to himself, will a son be born to a man 100 years old? Will Sarah bear a child at the age of 90? And Abraham said to God, if only Ishmael might live under your blessing. I already have Ishmael from Hagar, her maidservant. Just bless him. Now watch here. Look what God says about Sarah. Then God said, yes, I'll bless Ishmael, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him. I'll make him fruitful and will greatly increase his numbers. He'll be the father of 12 rulers, and I'll make him into a great nation. Who? The son of Sarah. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you by this time next year. Now when I ask you a question, you can unmute. You see how God loves Sarah and exalts Sarah and ensures her son from Abraham will be the heir of the covenant?
Yes.
So you got it now, right? Yeah, but guess who Sarah was? You know who Sarah was besides being Abraham's wife? Do you know who she was besides being Abraham's wife? She was Abraham's sister from the same father, different mother. Genesis 20:12. We're going to read 11 to 13. Watch here. Genesis 20:12, but we're going to read 11 to 13. That God had to always protect Sarah from being ravished and raped because Abraham told her, don't tell people you're my wife, tell them you're my sister, which was partially true. That means Abraham didn't care enough for Sarah's safety. He cared more about his life, and he was willing to have Sarah ravaged to spare his life. And God had to save her. Now watch here. Abraham told Abimelech, because he had told Abimelech, oh, she's my sister, you can have her. And God appeared to Abimelech and said, you're as good as a dead man. Let her go. Abraham replied, I said to myself, there is surely no fear of God in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she really is my sister, the daughter of my father, though not of my mother, and she became my wife. So she's the daughter of my father from a different mother, but I married her, meaning God allowed it, and God blessed Sarah and made Sarah the mother of the covenant. So if you read the later command of Leviticus 18 and 20, and back into this time period, you're just said that God blessed incest. All right, and then let's finish it. And when God had me wander from my father's household, I said to her, this is how you can show your love to me. Everywhere we go, say of me, he is my brother, which is true. She was his sister, he was her brother, but she was also his wife. So if you read later prohibitions back into an earlier time period, you're going to have God committing or permitting immoral acts such as incest, and that God is simply capricious. But anyway, now you can respond and ask, or go ahead. You can ask or respond, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you for that. I just have one more quick question, and then I'll shut up.
That's okay. Well, you can ask me as many as you want, but not with the mic.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Sorry.
Let me go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So I actually just got done watching your 2-part debate with Stephen Ritchie today.
Yes.
And you made a comment in it that I was hoping you could expand on, because I'm a little slow, but I didn't fully understand when you said it. I believe you were talking about John 17:24, and you said something about Jesus setting aside his glory for a time.
That's what he says in John 17:5.
Or maybe it was 17:5.
He said, now, Father, glorify me alongside yourself with the glory I had with you. If he had it,
It's past, yeah.
and so he's going to receive it again, right?
Yeah. So would you say he set it aside before he came into the world as a human?
You know, I love you, brother. When do you think would be the time that he set it aside?
When he came into the world.
You answered your own question. Why are you scared, man? Shoot.
No,
Bro.
I just don't want to get blocked. That's all.
No. I'm not going to block you now. I was going to block you when you were flipping pages.
No, I won't do that.
So when do you think he set it aside? See,
when he became lower than the angels.
when he entered the world, right?
Yeah.
But what was the glory that he set aside? That he's now going to have once again?
It was the glory he had with the Father.
What is that glory? Think about it. That's why I ask questions. What is the glory that Jesus had when he was in heaven before he entered the world alongside the Father, which when he entered the world he did not have, but now will have again? Think about it. So that's a good one. Say it again. That was a good one. Repeat it.
No, I didn't. I was thinking.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying something. You're killing me. I can't read hearts. I know you think I'm supernatural, dude. Shoot.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you think it is?
I guess just the glory of Yahweh, like being.
What is the glory
created.
of Yahweh? What does that mean, the glory of Yahweh? This guy's going to make me throw myself off the first floor window. I'm about to throw myself out. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, man. 1 second, guys. All right. So let me see if I'll survive the fall. 1 second. Hold on. You guys with me? It's freezing cold, and I'm about to throw myself off. You ready? Okay, ready? I'm going to throw myself off. You ready? You ready, brother? Because then I'm going to throw myself off. You see that? You see? Do you think I can survive if I throw myself off? Can I? Timber! All right, brother. What's the answer, brother? Please, before 2 in the morning, I need to sleep, brother. Please. What's the answer, brother? Astaghfirullah.
Is he sharing? Is he sharing the same will as the Father and the Spirit?
So when he was on earth, he didn't have to share the same will with the Father and the Spirit?
No, he did.
Okay. Why don't you just say, dude, I give up, man?
No, I mean, yeah, I give up. Teach
Only
me.
losers give up, you loser. How are you going to be a warrior then, you little loser? Okay, let's do this. You ready? You understand now? I'm going to show you. Ready?
Yep.
John 12:37-42. Even after Jesus had performed so many signs in their presence, they still would not believe in him. This was to fulfill the word of Isaiah the prophet. Lord, who has believed our message, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For this reason they could not believe, because as Isaiah says elsewhere, now watch what he's going to quote here, so you can see what the verses are. Let's see, hold on. Let's do the cross-referencing. Okay, watch here. For this reason they could not believe, because as Isaiah says elsewhere, and look what he's going to quote, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, so they can neither see with their eyes, nor understand with their hearts, nor turn, and I would heal them. So he says that Isaiah explained that the reason why the Jews would not believe in Jesus is because they had so rebelled against God, they had so angered God. Now God handed them over to the desires of the heart as part of their punishment of having them being hardened in their disbelief. So now they could not believe, because that's what Isaiah said. And what does he quote? What does he quote here? He has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, so they can neither see with their eyes nor understand with their hearts, nor turn, and I would heal them. And what does he quote? Right here, Isaiah 6:10. You see it? You see it?
Yep.
So Isaiah 6:10. Okay. So when Isaiah wrote this, the God will now blind their eyes, harden their hearts, because he's fed up with them. He's sick of their rebellion, their opposition, their refusal to repent. They're constantly turning away from God and indulging in sin. And now he's fed up. Now I'm going to hand you over. I'm going to now harden your hearts, because that's what you want. The reason why Isaiah wrote this, look, Isaiah said this. Isaiah spoke and wrote these words that he got from God because he saw Jesus's glory. There's that word again. See it? Jesus's glory. There's that word. And spoke about him. So why did Isaiah say these words of Isaiah 6 and write them down? Why?
Because he saw Jesus' glory.
So that means when he saw Jesus' glory, that's when, after seeing Jesus' glory, he said these words and wrote them down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, follow me. Yet at the same time, many, even among the leaders, believed in him. But because of the Pharisees, they would not openly acknowledge their faith for fear they would be put out of synagogue. All right, so now, according to John, Isaiah said and wrote the words of Isaiah 6:10, because that's when he sees the glory of Jesus, sees his glory, and speaks about him. Now let's go to Isaiah 6. What is the glory that Jesus had? He's now going to explain it. Isaiah 6, verses 1 to 10. You ready? Here's the glory that Jesus had, but he set aside, and now has again. Guys, listen and follow, so you can learn the answer. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord high and exalted, seated on a throne. I saw Adonai seated on a throne. He was very high and exalted. So I saw him visibly, in a visible shape, in a visible form, wearing a visible robe. And the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him were seraphim, each with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces. With 2 they covered their feet. And with 2 they were flying. And they were calling to one another, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of his glory. Isaiah saw Jesus' glory. Here Isaiah talks about seeing the Lord Yahweh in visible form, in a visible shape, seated on a visible throne. And that's when Yahweh was manifesting his glory and filling the earth with his glory. Making the connection? Now watch. At the sound of their voices, the doorposts and thresholds shook, and the temple was filled with smoke. Woe to me, I cried. I am ruined. Why? Why is he ruined? Why is he horrified? Why is he in dread? For I'm a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips. And my eyes, my own physical eyes, heaven is open, and I'm seeing a vision of heaven, and my physical eyes see who? The King, the Lord Almighty. I'm actually seeing with my physical eyes Yahweh in a visible shape, with a visible form, seated on a visible throne, wearing a visible robe. Okay. So when he sees Yahweh visibly, that's when he sees Yahweh's what?
The full of his glory.
The what?
His glory.
Okay. Keep that in mind. But now watch what John quoted. Then one of the seraphim flew to me with a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with tongues from the altar. With it he touched my mouth and said, see, this has touched your lips, because his mouth was dirty, unclean. Well, now you've been purified. Your guilt is taken away and your sin is atoned for. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? Who'll go for us? Now let's see if you remember what John quoted. Okay, watch here. John quoted, for this reason they could not believe, because Isaiah says elsewhere, look what he quotes. Let's see if you're going to remember this. He has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, so they can neither see with their eyes, nor understand with their hearts, nor turn, and I would heal them. So he quotes Isaiah 6:10. All right, now let's go there. In Isaiah 6:8, when the voice of the Lord says to him, the voice of the Lord says, whom shall I send? Who will go for us? Isaiah says, and he said, here am I, send me. He said, go and tell this people. Tell me if verse 10 sounds familiar. Be ever hearing, but never understanding. Be ever seeing, but never perceiving. Make the heart of this people calloused. Make their ears dull and close their eyes. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes and hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn and be healed. What verse did John quote?
That one.
What did he quote?
Verse 10.
This one right here, right?
Yeah.
Now, notice who's telling Isaiah to say these words. So notice how the prophets do it. They will first speak the words of God and later record it. Oral and then written. Okay, so who told him to write this? Let's go to verse 8. The voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send who will go for us? So he sees the Lord and the voice tells him, go and say this. When did the Lord tell him this? When he saw his glory. And what was his glory? How did he see his glory? He saw God's glory by seeing God seated on a throne. He saw a visible throne, and he saw God with a visible shape, wearing a visible throne, visibly seated. So what was the glory that he saw?
Visibly seated on the throne.
Okay, but according to John, this glory of Yahweh that he saw was actually who? Who did he actually see?
Jesus.
So guys, did you make the connection? That Yahweh God who appeared visibly in a visible shape, wearing a visible robe, seated on a visible throne, that's how Yahweh showed his glory. And that's what Isaiah saw. According to John, that was Jesus' glory that he saw. So the glory of Jesus that Isaiah saw was when he saw Jesus before he became man, before he's born of the virgin, appearing in a visible shape, wearing a visible robe, seated on a visible throne, and appearing as Yahweh, the Almighty, the King of creation. Okay. Now you understand what the glory is?
Yeah, I understand now.
Okay, now let's take it back to John 17:5. When he says in John 17:5, let's see if you're getting it. And now, Father, glorify me in your presence with the glory I had. Say, I don't have this glory now on earth, but I'll have it when I go back to you and dwell alongside of you in heaven. But this was the glory that I had alongside of you from before the creation of the world. I don't have it now on earth, but I'm going to get it again. So what glory is he talking about?
He's talking about the glory he had when he was high and exalted on the throne, and that's how it was revealed to Isaiah.
Now you understand why he says he used to have it? Because on earth, was he on a throne?
No. He was a
On
servant.
earth, did he appear radiant?
No, he's regular.
On earth, did he have the seraphim encircling him with two wings covering their eyes because they knew they were unworthy to behold his glory? Two wings to fly and two wings covering their feet? Did he have that on earth?
No, he didn't have that.
But while he's on earth, did the Father have it being in heaven?
Yes.
That's what he means. You and I existed side by side, revealing ourselves visibly, revealing our glory by appearing visibly. So when they looked at you and I, they knew you and I are God. The Father still had it because he's on the throne, but Jesus didn't. Now, if you understand that, that means the God that Isaiah sees is more than one person, right? Because he's saying, I and the Father had this, and I'll have it again with him. So now in heaven, and when you see heaven, you're going to see the glory of the Father and Son. And how do you see that glory? You're going to see them both glorious, exalted on the throne. Only one difference, though. Frank James, you know, for that one, I got to send you to Mike Winger. Lost his glory? So Jesus lost it, now he's got to find it? You know, you got to get you out of here for that one, right? Okay. Only one difference. When he was in heaven, he didn't have a physical body. He wasn't human, right?
Right.
But then he becomes flesh, human from Mary, and when he dies, he rises again. In that flesh body, he's still human, right?
Yes.
So the only thing that changed is now in heaven, he is a glorified man with a glorified physical body. Before that, when he appeared, he wasn't human. He didn't have a human nature. He didn't have a physical body that goes with human nature. He was simply a divine person with one nature, the nature of God. But God can appear visibly. So God, who is spirit, can appear as a dove, can appear as fire, can appear in a pillar of cloud. So he can appear. So what they were seeing is not God's actual body, because God doesn't have a body, but God appearing in a visible shape so you can know, oh, that's God. The difference now is when Christ returns, he's not just God, he returns as a God-man, and as a man now he has a physical body. You understand the difference?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. But now that means when Isaiah looked at Yahweh, that Yahweh God who appeared visibly wasn't a single person, right?
No, it's not a single person.
But it seems like Yahweh just saw one person, right?
You mean Isaiah saw one person?
Yeah. Isaiah saw one person, right? When we
Yeah,
read Isaiah 6?
that's how it seems. Yeah.
No, but you didn't read carefully. Now let's see if you're going to pay attention this time. Because watch here. Because that one Yahweh God who appeared visibly, watch here. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send who will go for us? Why the plural us?
Okay, it's the voice of the Lord saying, "Who will go for us?" Okay.
So that one Yahweh God he saw is not one person. That one Yahweh is a plural, us. And one of those persons is the voice of the Lord, because it's the voice speaking. And we know that voice is the word of the Father. So then what does it mean that Jesus says, glorify me together alongside of you with the glory I had with you? What glory is he talking about?
He's talking about the glory they had, in heaven on the throne,
Ah,
high and exalted.
you got it. Because
Yeah.
on earth he's not on the throne, right?
No, he's not.
Well, when he went back, what happened? Where is he now?
He went to the throne to be with the Father.
Does it make sense now, brother?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Thank you for
Now I'm
that.
thinking it's very late there because you're speaking low. Is there like family around you?
No, it's not that late.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here, I'm going to show you a translation that captures this, in fact. There's a translation that actually captures what it means. Let me find it, if they have it here, if I remember. Here. NIRV, New International Reader's Version, they captured. So now, Father, give glory to me in heaven where your throne is. Give me the glory I had with you before the world was. See, they captured. NIRV captured it. The glory means the glory that Jesus possessed before he came to the earth, which he manifested visibly by appearing on the throne before heaven, and heaven knowing that's God. See? There it is. So it captures it. There it is right there. Any other questions, brother? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch more